Hey everyone, welcome to my channel Study Junction, and in this video we are going to see some of the important questions for social science class 9. These are all the important questions for final exam. Now I am not saying that these will definitely come in the exam, but these are the most common and important questions that I have seen in various sample papers and other question papers of different schools. So you don't have to blindly believe on them, but you have to prioritize the preparation of these questions first. You have to prepare all questions, but just you have to take care that you special care while preparing these questions. So first of all, you have examples of primary, secondary and tertiary activities. So it can come in 1 mark. So it can be asked like, give examples of tertiary activities, what are primary activities, give the examples in this form. Then is from chapter climate, why monsoon is considered the unifying bond. Very important question. So it can be framed, this question can be framed in various ways, but this is the very important question. Then you have from the NCERT history book itself, this question is present there as it is. Describe the circumstances leading to the outbreak of revolutionary protest in France. So from the French Revolution, you have this very important question. Do prepare this. You have given account of northern plains, another very important question. You don't have to leave any information about the northern plains. So do prepare this really well. Then you have this people as a resource chapter, from where your what is the role of education in human resource formation. Very important question. Please do prepare this question. You have this from your chapter India size and location. This is the only important question which is being framed from that chapter. Describe how the geographical location has helped India in attaining an important place in the world market. Okay, so then from your population chapter, you have very important question, that is how is the change in size of population caused. So you have to mention all the factors. Write this question very beautifully. You have to frame good points for this question, because writing about only birth rate and death rate is not sufficient. You have to write about overpopulation and some other factors too, right? Okay, then comes your chapter constitutional design, from where your Nelson Mandela part is very important. So you can be asked the role of Nelson Mandela in promoting democracy in South Africa. So from constitutional design, you have this question plus what is constitution, that would come later on. And also you have that definitions of features mentioned in preamble, like socialist and other things like that. So you don't have to leave those definitions are very important for 2 mark. Why is democracy the best form of government? Now very important question from your first chapter, what is democracy, why democracy. So this comes as it is. This can be framed in many other ways, like why is democracy known as the accountable form of government, or what is the importance of democracy. So all will have the same answer. So frame good points for this chapter, this question. You have what are the characteristics and effects of monsoon rainfall in India. Now very important question it is, like characteristics and effects, you have to mention both. So I guess it's also from climate chapter. So climate chapter has these kind of short questions which come in the exam, right? Then you have features of evergreen or deciduous forest. Now I've written or, because this might come, like you have to prepare the features only from the chapter natural vegetation and wildlife, like mountain forest, thorny scrubs and deciduous evergreens. You have to do all the examples, like plants found there, animals found there. So features of any kind of forest can be asked. So mostly evergreen and deciduous are asked, as far as I have observed in those sample papers and your some other school papers. Explain the collectivization policy of Stalin, from very important question from your chapter Russian Revolution. So this policy of Stalin was very important from this chapter. explain the Treaty of Versailles from the chapter Nazism and the Rise of Hitler. So from this chapter I forgot to mention the foreign policy. Hitler's foreign policy is also very important question. So Treaty of Versailles and foreign policy, both are very important things from the chapter. Be prepared. From your economics chapter, poverty as a challenge, as it is question is picked, how is poverty line estimated in India. It is present in NCERT book, so you have to do all the questions present in NCERT book, right? Because you have seen that some of the questions which are mentioned here are already present in the NCERT exercises, so your exam will be framed from NCERT only. You can just have these questions from practice, right? I'm not saying that these questions will come definitely and you have to only prepare these questions, because I'm not frame the question paper, right? So these are for your priority, so you have to keep in mind while preparing, keep in mind these questions while preparing for the exam. You have difference between political and permanent executives. Now, what are political and what are permanent executives? First of all, you should know these. In the NCERT book, it's clearly mentioned about them, so read that information very, very clearly, okay? So all the definitions, like glossary terms which are mentioned in civics book especially, you have to cram those, right? Because they will be asked in defined form. You have what is constitution, state its importance, already told from constitutional design chapter. Explain the seasonal movement of Gaddis. Now from pastoralist chapter, you can be asked the movement of any that tribe, like Gaddis. Other you have some others also you have. So most common one I have observed is Gaddis. So it doesn't mean that you only have to prepare for Gaddis. You have to prepare for Raikas and all the others, okay? You have explained the occupational structure. Now very, very important question. You have to conclude this question really well. You have to start this question really well. Then you have to explain the occupations. So it's a long and detailed question for which you have to prepare very nicely. Okay, so from your last chapter, which is food security in India, you will be basically asked two questions about FCI or PDS. Okay, so here I have mentioned only about PDS, give its importance, or the functioning of PDS, right? It's one and the same thing. Or you can ask how is FCI important, or what is the functioning of FCI. So both these questions are very important from the chapter. Also you have to prepare all the NCERT questions for the same chapter. In the NCERT exercise you have about cooperatives, then you have about buffer stock. So all these are important. You can be asked any question. So for economics, if you prepare your NCERT questions really well, then you are good to go. Okay, you have last question for this video, and it is from chapter that electoral politics. So explain the procedure of elections. Okay, so you have to know all that procedure, and you have to explain each and everything very, very nicely, properly, in a detailed manner. You can also prepare a flow chart to get some extra marks, and please write the paper in very neat handwriting, because if the words are very clear, then the examiner will definitely grant you marks. Your teacher will give you marks without even reading. Okay, so this basically happens in board exam, but this might also happen in your school exams. So these were all the important questions for social science. I've already uploaded videos for maths and science, so if you have not checked those videos, please visit my channel and watch those videos. They might be very helpful for you all. I would see you all in the next video. Till then, bye, study hard.